And I would also like to sort of take this opportunity to thank the organizers for bringing in so many experts to share with us your experiences in this sort of very important area. For us, this conference has come in a very, very timely manner, as we have been in EKEO trying very, very hard in making places, in particular walkable places in the Kowloon East. And I'm sure my colleagues and I will learn a lot from all of very, very informative and sort of experienced speakers. In the next 20 minutes or so, I will try to share with you our ongoing effort in making places in Kowloon East. I will share with you the challenges that we are facing and also the directions to which we are concentrating our efforts. But before we do so, I can see, although there are quite a number of familiar faces in the audience today, we also have many new friends. So I would sort of like to make use of a few minutes to give you a little bit background on the sort of Energizing Kowloon East initiatives before I share with you our sort of ongoing efforts in making places in Kowloon East. So let's get started. This is a sort of a diagram showing the local and regional context of Kowloon East, and it's very, very self-explanatory, and I don't think I need to get into very detail of it. It would just be sufficient for us to note that we are in fact only sort of 28 minutes away from Central, and the airport is only 45 minutes away from us, and within an hour we will be in Shenzhen. Our area covers the Kai Tak new development area, as well as the Kowloon Bay and Kwun Tong business area. While the Kai Tak development area is being progressively implemented according to the agreed development plan, our efforts are mostly nowadays concentrated in the old area of Kowloon Bay and Kwun Tong. The Energizing Kowloon East office all is sort of started off based on the needs to identify a steady and adequate supply of office floor space to sustain Hong Kong long-term economic development. This diagram shows you that in year 2000, from year 2000 to year 2010, there has only been a very, very modest increase of office supplies in the traditional CBD. Whereas during the same period, the office supplies in Kwun Tong and Kowloon Bay has increased from roughly 400,000 square meters to 1.4 million square meters. And looking ahead in the next 20 years, although there will still be some sort of an increase of office supply in the traditional CBD, the Kwun Tong and Kowloon Bay area has a potential of supplying an addition of about 4 million square meters of office floor space. So this is sort of basically the background on why we are having sort of this Energizing Kowloon East office. And this office was set up in June last year to facilitate the transformation process of the Kwun Tong and Kowloon Bay area into sort of a more business type of area. Our visions is to transform the Kowloon East area into another core business area, district of Hong Kong, to be a place where people would like to work, to do business, as well as to like to make it a place to walk, to stay, and to play as well. So when our office was set up in June last year, we published a sort of a conceptual master plan. And this conceptual master plan provides a framework to guide all of our actions. It is not a sort of a detailed blueprint. It is in fact a sort of a living document that will evolve over time to take account of progress of our sort of work, as well as the changing needs and aspirations of the community. However, the 4 core values of a conceptual master plan, that is connectivity, branding, design, and diversity, will remain consistent to be applied in guiding all of our actions. In this sort of conceptual master plan, we call it the version 2.0, we have come up with 10 major tasks, and all these 10 major tasks are divided into sort of 3 main areas of enhancing connectivity of the area, improving the area's environment, as well as the releasing the development potential. Today is not the occasion for me to sort of explain in details our conceptual master plan. However, if any one of you is interested, I encourage you to visit our website. In addition, you are also welcome to contact us for any more information. So going back to the subject of today's conference, we consider that by making walkable places in Kowloon East, we would be able to enhance the connectivity, as well as to improve the environment with good design and catering for the diverse needs of the different stakeholders in the district. So let's begin by looking at whether Kowloon East is walkable or not. For many people, I gather that it may be the first time you are in this part of the town, and you may not be very familiar with what the area is like. But for those who are familiar with this area, you are certainly aware that the current situation leaves much to be desired. So just to give you an idea on what the area is like, I'm going to show you a sort of a video clip on typical junctions within this area. You can see vehicles and pedestrians come and go, and so much of the video. Just a few more photographs to let you have a feel of what the sort of pedestrian environment is like in this district. We have very, very busy pedestrian and vehicular traffic. A little bit more congested sort of vehicular and pedestrian traffic situations. And also this type of sort of double parking, on-street loading and unloading activities are which really common scenes within this area. I think the lack of the loading and unloading facilities, or lack of pedestrian crossing facilities, and also the vehicular and pedestrians conflicts in these areas are really making it probably one of the worst walking environment in Hong Kong. However, we have to realize that these are not problems that sort of pop up overnight. Kwun Tong used to be Hong Kong's main manufacturing center, and its development really commences in the 50s through various stages of reclamations. And the standard of design and provision of necessary infrastructure facilities was based on the requirement at that time. This is a sort of plan showing the different stages of reclamations. The first phase starts from this corner. This is Kwun Tong Road, and this is a sort of on the edge of the Kwun Tong industrial area. We have the King Year Street, we have a Nala in there at the moment. So it's progressively starting from this side, going towards the western side of the area. The next photograph I'm going to show you is the scenes of this area in 1961, probably before many of you were born, and I was lucky enough to be in this world then. So we can see that this area, we have very relatively narrow pavements and very, very few greening and landscaping facilities. This is another scene of 1966. And you can see by then, more or less the entire sort of industrial district has already been sort of taken shape. And within there, we have narrow pavement, we have very few greening, probably non-landscaping facilities, and off-street loading and unloading facilities are also missing in many of the older industrial buildings that we have around here nowadays. And sort of the lack of this type of supporting facilities may not have been a problem back in the 60s and 70s when the other sort of facilities within this area already serve very well the various needs of the industrial and factories back then. Because at that time, and you may recall that the Kwun Tong is one of the most important manufacturing base of Hong Kong, and it produced over 1/5 of the GDP from the manufacturing sector. However, as the area is being transformed to a more business-oriented area, and the problem, as shown to you earlier in those photos with all the sort of pedestrians and vehicles sort of fighting among themselves for spaces within this area, has become more apparent. And it is important for us to sort of understand the sort of nature of this problem, and that we are in fact dealing with problems that are the legacy of the past success of Hong Kong. But time has already changed, and we must move on in managing this urban transformation process. And understanding the nature of this problem has enabled us to realize that there would not be a single and simple solutions to these issues. And we are sort of progressively adopting a sort of a place-making approach in addressing these issues, embracing both short-term and longer-term measures, and to facilitate the transformation process of Kowloon East. Be consistent with the sort of EKEO sort of a working style, we started off by looking for simple, easy to implement, and effective quick win solutions. We have formed an interdepartmental traffic focus group, and this focus group was under the sort of a lead and steer of my very, very capable deputy head. She sort of has made very, very good use of a soft and feminine touch in sort of convincing all our macho and masculine sort of works departments colleagues in sort of agreeing to undertake a lot of quick wins measures. Yeah, since the formations of the traffic focus group, we have investigated and implemented a large number of short-term improvement measures. Just a few examples of these measures includes widening a footpath, improving the traffic signal, similar to what Neil has sort of discussed with us earlier on before lunch. We have also tried to improve the pedestrian crossing facilities, and we have also tried to remove or relocate some of the obstructions on the pedestrian pavement. Amongst various works, we have implemented 12 traffic improvement works. We have provided 37 directional signs to enhance the connection between the MTR station and the waterfront, and 41 existing road junctions with improvement works have already been undertaken within this area. And this photo is just sort of show you some of the improvement works, and with the support of concerned departments, including transport and highways departments, pedestrians crossing has been widened, and pedestrian signals has been added, as well as has been sort of optimized the traffic signaling to enable more smooth flow of pedestrians throughout the area. In addition to that, to add a little bit more life and artistic elements to our streets, we have convinced concerned government departments to allow us to partner with local artists to put their artworks on the control boxes. These are just some of the sort of boxes that you see around town. Oh, I have to speed a little bit. Other than this, we have also been able to do a little bit more greening. Roughly, we have planted 28 new trees and over 5,000 new shrubs, and additions of 250-meter long roadside planting. We will continue to look for opportunities of similar quick wins measures because although they may be sort of small in scale, and we believe that their cumulative effect would have a positive impact to the quality of our urban environment. So in addition to the quick wins measures, we have also commissioned a sort of a pedestrian connectivity studies in Kowloon Bay. The consultants have been commissioned in February this year, and we are about to commence the first day engagement later this month. The main strategies that we adopt in this pedestrian study is mainly to enhance the walkability to encourage people to walk within the area. Also to improve the traffic such that the congestions and its conflict with the pedestrian can be minimized. We are also going to facelift the pedestrian environment so that people would find it more comfortable and enjoyable to walk along the streets in Kowloon Bay. Regarding the short-term measures, some of you are in this room may have experienced the congestion problem that we have coming out from the Kowloon Bay MTR station in the morning, trying to gain access to the Kowloon Bay business area. This is sort of photo taken with very, very congested footbridges. We have already sort of instructed the consultant helping us to identify a solution to divert people to other sort of routings in order to gain access to the Kowloon Bay business area ahead of completion of the studies. In the terms of the overall strategies, we will first put emphasis on improving the walkabilities for improving the environment at grade level before we move on to examining whether there's a requirement for any grade separated connections. Other than that, we have also appointed traffic consultant to examine how we can improve walkability in the Hyben Road area. We would like to enhance the pedestrian connectivity to the waterfront through the existing Hyben Road Park. The consultants will carry out detailed traffic assessment to ascertain whether feasibility of our proposal in traffic terms will be possible. Very, very quickly, to share with you two other sort of place-making projects that we have undertaken. This picture is the Chunyi Street Playground. It's located right in the middle of Kwun Tong. It is currently occupied by concrete soccer pitches and basketball courts. It's also a sort of hard metal frame all around the sort of the open space. We have undertaken these facilities have served the factory workers well before, but now with the area is being progressively changed into a more business area, they may not be sort of the best type of facilities for the white-collar workers. So we have undertaken an experiment. We call it the Playful First Day event. We partner with the Agriculture, Fishery and Conservation departments from October last year to January this year to bring in organic farmers from the new territories for them to sell their sort of organic products. We have also invited local artists to come and do performance for 12 consecutive weeks on every Thursday. The intention we have is to see whether we can change people's perception in making use of this public space. The result that we got were very encouraging. Over 42,000 people have attended this event, and on average, every Thursday, we have over 3,000 people attended. This has prompted us to proceed with the facelifting proposals to the playground by providing more greening and sort of facilities more suitable for the business environment of the area. This is the existing facilities of the sort of a playground, and this is a sort of a preliminary design drawing that we have for the facelifting proposal. We have already received support from the District Council for this project, and we are proceeding with it. The phase 1 work has already commenced in January this year by removing all the heavy metal fences that once segregated the pedestrian pavement from the playground. And the phase 2 works for converting the entire playground is targeted to commence in year 14, and it should be completed by the year 16/17. I only have 1 more minute, so I will quickly flip through this another sort of place-making projects that we have. This is basically where you have been lunchtime when we have the lunchtime forum. Just to show you these pictures, on the top side is the scene that you see, the area in June last year. In the bottom pictures, it was taken in January this year. We have roughly taken 6 months to turn this area around and open it up for public use. Many events has already been taken place in this sort of venue, and looking ahead, there are also other sites underneath the flyover, and we will continue to examine the possibility of making available these sites for arts and cultural activities. So I'm moving on to the last part of my presentation is to share with you what sort of challenges that we think we are facing. We are a very, very young organization. We are exactly a month away from being 1 year old. During the last 11 months, we have been trying hard to establish ourselves and get prepared for the challenges lying ahead of us. Based on the limited experience that we have, we consider our main challenge is the high volume of traffic, both pedestrians and vehicles that we have in this area. And it is already difficult enough for the existing infrastructure and public facility to cope with this amount of traffic. And with the progressive transformation of the area, the problem will only be more acute. Yet, we have very, very limited amount of space to maneuver. Unlike the Kwun Tong Town Center redevelopment project, in which wholesale resumption was undertaken and all existing buildings will be replaced by new ones, the transformation process of Kwun Tong and Kowloon Bay is going to be more organic and will extend over a long period of time. Let us just take the example of Hong To Road, which is 1 block behind here as an example. The road is designed for 3 lanes of moving traffic. 2 minutes? Thank you. However, it is not uncommon to find that only 1 lane is available for moving traffic. The other 2 lanes are often occupied by illegal parking and on-street loading and unloading activities. In fact, the traffic problem at Hong To Road is not so much a traffic design issue, but more on traffic and street management. So some may suggest that this problem can easily be resolved by stepping up enforcement by the police. However, we have to be mindful that there are over 25,000 business establishments operating in this area, and many of them are operating in buildings without off-street loading and unloading facilities. And if all on-street loading and unloading are to be banned, it will have severe impact on the smooth operation of these small and medium enterprises. So we consider that the problem cannot be resolved by just stepping up enforcement by the police, although we agree that suitable strengthening is required. So in addition to liaison with the police on necessary strengthening enforcement actions, we have been cultivating partnerships with landowners and estate management firms in the area to solicit their support in adopting better management practices in improving the on-street loading and unloading activities. For example, we have encouraged them to better coordinate with each other on the timing of the goods delivery. And it has not been an easy process, and we have not been able to make any real improvements so far, but we are working on it. So this is the last line I'm going to show you, and in conclusion, I really hope that next time when we meet again, I will be able to show you something more successful. These are some of the pictures that we have taken very recently in this area. The toilets that you see on the street there, they are not put there to meet your sort of occasional dire needs after a sort of a good curry meal. Their presence is really due to a combination of different factors, including the long-established perception of how public space is used in this area, as well as insufficient enforcement from the sort of relevant public authorities. So it seems to us that purely working on the hardware measures will not help us in making walkable places in Kowloon East. We will continue our efforts in taking care of the software measure as well, and we believe that if we can make Kowloon East a better place to walk, a better place for people to stay and work, we will be able to attract talents and investment, and we will be able to conglomerate people, provide business opportunities, and make Kowloon East an attractive alternative core business area of Hong Kong. Thank you very much.